6 types of toxic relatives you should avoid after turning 70 for a peaceful life. Reaching your 70s is a milestone, an opportunity to embrace a slower pace, nurture your passions, and surround yourself with love and peace. At this stage in life, one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the freedom to choose who gets your time and energy. Unfortunately, not all family relationships are healthy. Some can leave you feeling drained, disrespected, or even manipulated. You've given so much to others. Now is the time to protect your emotional well-being. Here are 6 types of toxic relatives to avoid or limit contact with after turning 70 for the sake of your peace. 1. The constant critic. This relative always seems to find something wrong with what you're doing, no matter how small or harmless it is. Whether it's your health routines, how you spend your day, what you wear, or the way you choose to enjoy your retirement, they're quick to offer unsolicited opinions. Their remarks often sound like, "You shouldn't eat that. It's not good for someone your age. Why are you still gardening? Aren't you too old for that now? That's not how we used to do it back in the day." These comments might be wrapped in a tone of concern or nostalgia, but the message underneath is the same. You're not doing it right, and over time, that can take a toll. Why it's harmful. Constant criticism, especially from someone who is supposed to love and support you, can chip away at your self-esteem. At this stage in life, you deserve to be embraced for who you are, not judged for what you're not. Hearing negative remarks regularly can make you second-guess your choices or feel like you're not living the right way, when in fact, there is no one-size-fits-all way to age gracefully or happily. You've earned the right to live your life according to your own values and pace. You should be free to enjoy your days without feeling like you're under a microscope. What you can do: set boundaries. Let them know you're not open to unsolicited advice. Redirect the conversation. Change the subject to something neutral or positive. Limit exposure. If the comments persist, it's okay to reduce contact for your own peace of mind. 2. The guilt tripper. This relative doesn't ask for your help or company. They demand it emotionally. Instead of expressing their needs honestly, they use guilt to manipulate you into doing things you don't want to do or can no longer do comfortably. You may hear things like, "After all I've done for you, and this is how you repay me? We never see you anymore. It's like you've forgotten about your family. If you really loved us, you'd make more of an effort." These kinds of comments are designed to make you feel bad, not appreciated. They twist love into obligation and care into debt. Why it's harmful. Guilt can be a powerful tool of manipulation, especially for people who know your kind and generous heart. But guilt is not love. If being in a relationship means constantly feeling like you owe someone something, it's not a healthy relationship. At this stage in life, you shouldn't feel pressured to meet everyone else's expectations at the cost of your own well-being. Whether it's about babysitting, hosting events, or traveling when you're not up for it, your no deserves the same respect as your yes. You've spent years, maybe even decades, being there for others. Now it's time for your emotional needs to matter too. What you can do: recognize the pattern. Guilt tripping often becomes habitual. Calling it out is the first step. Speak your truth kindly but firmly. Try saying, "I love you, but I'm no longer able to do that. Please understand." Don't justify, argue, or explain. You don't owe anyone a detailed defense for your peace of mind. Step back when necessary. It's okay to distance yourself from people who make you feel emotionally burdened. 3. The energy drainer, drama magnet. This relative lives in a constant state of crisis, and they expect you to come along for the emotional roller coaster. Every phone call, visit, or message seems to begin with, "You won't believe what happened this time." They thrive on chaos, and without realizing it, they pull you into the middle of their mess, expecting comfort, advice, and attention, often with little regard for how it affects you. Signs to watch for. Every conversation becomes about them, their problems, or their latest emotional drama. They seem to be addicted to conflict. whether it's with other family members, coworkers, or friends. You feel mentally or emotionally drained after every interaction. They rarely ask how you're doing, and if they do, they quickly shift the conversation back to themselves. Why it's harmful. Your emotional energy is not infinite, and it's just as valuable as your time, money, and health. At this point in your life, you deserve peace and balance, not stress and drama. Being a good listener or a caring relative doesn't mean being someone else's emotional dumping ground. Constant exposure to negativity and crisis can take a toll on your mental health, sleep, and overall well-being. You've already handled life's ups and downs. You've earned the right to choose tranquility over turmoil. What you can do: set limits on conversations. It's okay to cut a call short or steer it in another direction. Avoid getting pulled into their drama. You don't have to solve their problems, especially ones they keep repeating. Use gentle detachment. Say things like, "I hope things get better for you soon, but I need to step away from this conversation for now." The boundary breaker. This type of relative has a habit of disregarding your personal limits, as if your time, energy, or space belongs to them. They may act entitled to your attention, your availability, or even your home. They might show up unannounced, expecting you to drop everything and entertain them. Call or message at all hours, then get offended if you don't respond right away. Ignore your clearly stated needs, whether it's needing rest, privacy, or simply time to yourself. Push your comfort zone, saying things like, "Oh, come on, don't be like that," when you've said no. Their behavior sends a loud and clear message. Their wants matter more than your boundaries. Why it's harmful. Boundaries are not barriers. They're acts of self-respect. They define where you end and someone else begins. When someone refuses to respect your limits, they are telling you that your comfort, your choices, and even your autonomy come second to their own convenience. For those in their 70s and beyond, boundaries are more important than ever. You may need more rest, more predictability, or simply more peace. And that's not only okay, it's valid. You are not being difficult, you are being clear. When someone repeatedly pushes or ignores your boundaries, it creates stress, resentment, and sometimes even guilt, none of which you need in your life. What you can do: state your boundaries clearly and kindly. For example, "I'd appreciate if you could call before coming by." Be consistent. People may test your limits at first, but consistency helps reinforce your message. Say no without apology. You don't need to explain or defend your choices. Protect your peace. If someone refuses to respect your boundaries, it's okay to create space or limit contact. 5. The financial leech. This relative has a pattern. You don't hear from them until they need something. More specifically, they show up when money is involved. They may ask for just a little help, promise to pay you back but never do, or even hint at what they think they deserve from your estate. They might say, "Can I borrow some money until next week?" I promise this is the last time. You don't really need all that. Why not help us out a little? I hope you've included us in your will. It's subtle at first, but over time you realize they're more interested in your wallet than your well-being. Why it's harmful. You've worked hard for your savings. You've made sacrifices, managed responsibilities, and built your stability. Now, more than ever, your resources should serve you, whether that's for travel, healthcare, comfort, or simply peace of mind. Financial leeches manipulate love and loyalty for personal gain. They may try to make you feel greedy for saying no or suggest you're not doing enough for family. But here's the truth. Saying no doesn't make you unkind. It makes you wise. Your financial security is not a community fund. It's your safety net, your independence, and your legacy to give how you choose. What you can do: set financial boundaries. Make it clear what you will and won't do when it comes to lending or giving money. Don't be afraid to say no. You're not obligated to fund someone else's poor planning or lifestyle. Avoid vague promises. If you decide to help, make it clear whether it's a gift, a loan, or a one-time act of support. Seek professional guidance. If you're being pressured about wills, property, or inheritance, speak with a trusted legal or financial advisor to protect your assets and intentions. 6. The ageist belittler. This relative may not be openly rude, but their words and actions often carry a condescending undertone. They treat you as if you're incapable, outdated, or a burden. Their comments are laced with so-called helpfulness, but they really convey a lack of respect for your abilities and wisdom. You might hear, "You're too old to understand how this works. Just let me handle it. You don't need to worry about things like that anymore. You still use that old thing? That's so outdated." They may rush to take over tasks without asking if you want help, talk over you in conversations, or dismiss your opinions because of your age. Even worse, they may make decisions for you without your consent. Why? It's harmful. Aging doesn't mean you stop thinking, feeling, deciding, or contributing. When someone treats you like you're incapable, it slowly erodes your confidence and independence. It can leave you feeling invisible, unimportant, or like your presence is more tolerated than valued. These small, repeated acts of ageism, even when unintentional, can lead to frustration, isolation, and a deep sense of being underestimated. And that is both unfair and untrue. Your life experience, resilience, and insight have real value. You still have dreams, opinions, and preferences. You deserve to be heard, respected, and included. What you can do: speak up with grace and strength. Say things like, "I appreciate your help, but I'd like to do this myself." Or, "Please don't assume I can't handle this." Set the tone for how you wish to be treated. The way you carry yourself can remind others of your capability and autonomy. Surround yourself with people who see your worth. You deserve to be around those who celebrate your presence, not pity it. Don't internalize their assumptions. Age is not a limit. It's a badge of survival, strength, and experience. Closing thought: in your 70s and beyond, you have every right to prioritize peace, joy, and meaningful connection. It's okay to love people from a distance. It's okay to say no. It's okay to protect your energy. Life is too short to spend your golden years walking on eggshells. Choose the people who make you feel safe, supported, and celebrated.